Welcome to Geology, a channel dedicated to biology or the study of life. Many times it happens that when a patient visits a doctor for a swollen leg or any other swollen body part and pain, the doctor advises the person to exercise. And we wonder, why are they asking us to exercise when we already have a swelling and we already have pain? So that could be due to a swelling in the lymphatic system or the lymph nodes. So in this video, we are going to look at how exercises help in the lymphatic system and what is the role of the exercise in lymphatic system. But first, we need to understand what is lymphatic system, by the way. So the human body has two types of circulatory systems. One is the blood vascular system, which is how the blood flows within the body with the help of heart, veins, arteries, capillaries, and so on. And in the blood vascular system, the blood flows throughout the body with the heart pumping the blood, and the blood carries along with it oxygen and other nutrients and wastes throughout the body. There is yet another system which is known as the lymphatic system. Lymphatic system is a network of vessels through which the lymph, the fluid called lymph, that flows. And lymph basically drains from the tissues into the blood. Now, the main function of lymphatic system is to balance the fluid in the body, and it also helps in immunity. So the lymphatic system comprises of lymph. There are lymphatic vessels, there are lymph nodes, lymphoid tissues, and lymphatic organs. So all of this put together comprises the lymphatic system. So now let's understand what is lymph and how is it formed. Lymph is a yellowish to colorless fluid which is very similar to plasma, and it flows through the lymphatic system. It contains lymphocytes, fats, microbes, dead cell parts, and some nutrients. Now, how is it formed? So, as the blood flows through the capillaries are very thin walled. So, the plasma from the blood leaks out of the capillaries and goes into the intercellular spaces. Now, this fluid is then known as interstitial or extracellular fluid. This fluid contains particulate matter, dead cells, microbes, fat, some amino acids, nutrients, etc. Now, what the lymphatic system does is it removes this fluid from the tissues and it returns it to the bloodstream. How is that done? Via the lymphatic vessels. And by doing so, it prevents the fluid imbalance in the body. So this fluid, when it flows through the lymphatic vessels, then that fluid in the lymphatic vessels is known as lymph. Having seen how lymph is formed, let's now see how lymph flows through the body. So lymph flows through the lymph capillaries. These are thin capillaries just like blood capillaries, but the difference is that these are closed ended into the tissues. That is, on one end they are embedded in the tissues, in the gap between the tissues. Now they contain holes through which even large molecules like proteins can also pass through. Then these lymph capillaries, they join and they form what is known as the lymph vessels. So you can see here these thin lymph capillaries, they join into the large lymph vessel. Further, these lymph vessels have got some nodes like these. So the lymph vessels would have some nodes or glands, and these glands or nodes contain lymphocytes. These are special type of cells, and these cells help to clean up the lymph. They have phagocytic action, and they can clean up the lymph by removing the microbes and also dead cell, broken cell particles and so on, and they protect the body from disease. These finally lymph vessels, they all go and they pour into the subclavian veins, which are the veins which are just below the shoulder or the collarbone. So it is in these subclavian veins that the lymph finally goes and then gets mixed into the blood. Now, why do we even have this lymphatic system? Was blood vascular system not enough? So for that, we need to know what is the function of lymphatic system. First, it serves as a drainage system for removing excess fluid from the blood. Second, it maintains the fluid balance in the body by fluid recovery. That is, when a lot of plasma is lost from the blood, it needs to be sent back into the blood so that the fluid balance is maintained. So fluid recovery is the next function of lymphatic system. Thirdly, the organs and tissues of lymphatic system, they produce, they differentiate, and they even grow two types of lymphocytes. One are the T lymphocytes and the other is the B lymphocytes. These are very important in the human immune system. Number 4, these lymphocytes which are present in the lymph nodes, they help to clean up the lymph. Thus, they remove the disease-causing microbes like bacteria, virus, etc. and then they play an important role in immunity. Lymph also brings these lymph microbes to the lymph nodes. So the microbes do not come automatically. It is the lymph which carries them and brings them to the lymph nodes for destruction. And lymph vessels also help in absorption of dietary lipids, and then they take it to the subclavian vein and then pour it into the blood. And it is through the blood that these dietary lipids reach different parts of the body for either usage or storage. So one very important thing to note about the lymphatic system is that though the lymph travels through these lymph vessels and lymph capillaries and so on, lymph does not have heart or any other pumping device or pumping organ to push it throughout the body. So then how does lymph move? Lymph basically relies on the contraction and relaxation of the muscles close to the lymph capillaries or the lymph vessels, and that helps the lymph to flow. So now that we have a fair idea about the lymphatic system, let's see how exercise helps to keep the lymphatic system function well. First thing, like we just said, that lymph moves because of the movement of the muscles. So now you can see in this diagram, there is a lymph vessel and then there are these muscles which are present close to it. When these muscles contract and then they become fat, they push the lymph vessels and thus making the lymph to travel up. And the lymph vessels have flaps which help ensure the lymph does not go backwards. Now, this contraction and relaxation of the muscle would happen when we do exercise. So, the lymphatic system gets stimulated by the movement of the muscles, and so it kind of serves as a pump that helps to move this fluid, reach the different parts of the body. So, thus exercise helps to make the lymphatic system more efficient and more effective. And that also in turn helps to prevent infections and other diseases. So they say that research has proven that an active lymphatic system helps to prevent and even reduce the risk of diseases like cancer. Then we also saw that lymph helps in fluid recovery. So important thing to note here is that within 24 hours, almost 3 liters of leaked fluid is returned to the blood. If we were to lose this 3 liters of fluid just because of the leakage, then that would cause severe dehydration and it can also lead to death. So the lymphatic system is the only way to return the fluid and plasma protein back to the blood. Okay, and exercise helps to improve the lymph formation and also the lymph flow. Now we started the video talking about people who have some swollen parts in the body, and uh, those parts are swollen because of the swelling or retention of fluid in certain lymph nodes. So such kind of a swelling is known as lymphedema. Lymphedema is more common amongst people who are obese, and we know that the lymphatic system works well or works best when the body weight is at optimal or it is the ideal body weight. When a person is obese, obesity can cause, amongst all other various problems, it can also cause lymphedema, and where the lymph gets stuck and it cannot drain itself. Now, exercise helps to reduce the body weight, maintain a healthy body weight. That's one. It also helps to reduce obesity, thereby reducing the possibility of various problems like this lymphedema. Generally, any exercise does good for the lymphatic system, but especially good are the exercises which are underwater, because when a person goes underwater, the weight of the water above him also adds additional pressure. So that's all about the lymphatic system and the effect of exercise on it. So if you find the video interesting and if you have found value, please do like, comment and share the video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you.